Oceans were filled with ink, and the sky were a blank page. Still I would run out of space. Tell of all this love. Forever will never be long enough. Come to the end of an endless love. Pour out songs like the oil from the widow's jar. A good morning to you, my dear brothers and sisters. I would like to welcome you after quite a long time because of my travels and all. I'd like just to appreciate God that we are here. Today we have a topic that actually came from the men, and it's a topic when I was talking to the admin, Merlin, he said, no, if it's something that cuts across, we can have all of us discussing it. So we're going to look at it from the point of view of a lady whose husband is chronically ill, or a husband from the men groups whose wife is chronically ill, or at least someone you need to help that you can share this audio with. So today's topic is a very interesting topic asked by one of the men, and he says, Father, can you share with us how do we live or behave in a marriage where one of the partners is a very sick person? Now, chronic diseases can be so many. We can just give an example, like maybe someone who has cancer, or maybe someone who is infected by STDs. Could be anything. Could also be a short illness, because it's not just to focus on long-term illnesses. Could also be an illness in general that we are living with someone that is having this. How do you deal with that? It's a reality you will not avoid as a married person. As a priest, I can avoid that because I will not have my wife getting sick one day, or for a sister who have not a husband, maybe at most my colleagues and all that. But you, as a woman, as a man, there will be a time this person that you love the most will have to go through these steps, and one of you has to leave this earth. It's a very scary thought to think of, but this is a reality. So how do you live with a wife or husband that's chronically ill? God bless you with me this morning, Father Chisomo. Imagine you're home and your loved one calls you. He tells you he had gone for checkups, the hospital, and they've just discovered that I have cancer. What would you do? Imagine you are at home and your husband calls you and he tells you that he has dementia. How do you live with that? Diseases are going to come. These are certain facts about life we cannot avoid. That is death, disease, and loss. We cannot avoid them. They are going to come somehow at one point in life. And it's more difficult when they come within family, especially when the other party is not prepared. And I'm going to share this very openly. There is a gentleman who, I can't remember the year, but it's some time back in the early years of my formation, who came for prayer. And he was requesting for healing. It's not physical healing, but that when his wife got so sick, because they could not have any sexual relations with her, he decided to find someone on the side in order to heal himself. And he said, Father, I feel this is okay because she's not able at this point in time to do this. Now, is that the love that we want you to be in the family? I don't think so. So let's begin with this. If you're married legally in the Catholic Church, one of the vows we make, we say, in sickness and in health. Most marriages that are traditional include this phrase, in sickness and in health. But what if the sickness is worse than what you bargained for? So my point is this. When you have married someone, you are not marrying their best self. You are also marrying the hidden worst self in moments when they will not be probably what you think they are now. And that is the onset of a sickness. When this happens, it's good to remember the commitment, the vows. Like I shared with that gentleman, he moves away from his wife to find someone to so-called cool his desires. But is that the way of God? That's not the way of God. I know couples who are in marriage, the wife cannot give birth, or the husband cannot, is not fertile or something, is fertile or is not fertile or something, and they are still sticking together. The condition is known to each of them, but because they have made vows, because they have promised God, they stay in that marriage. Remember, marriage is a union of three people. It's no longer a union of two people. If you look at marriage as a union of two people, you are losing it. It's a union of you and your wife, and also together and God. A marriage where God is not, is no longer going to be a very stable place where peace, love, fidelity are going to reign. So the first point is that think about the promises you made. Think about the vows you made in public that I'm going to be with her no matter what happens. Now she has an accident. She can no longer be with you in bed, and already she's useless. You are choosing evil, not choosing right. Number 2 is pray for perseverance. No one understands us in the situation we are like Jesus. The Bible tells us that he suffered in every way that we do. And he wasn't married, but he understands all kinds of suffering. Jesus carries our grief and comes near when we call out his name. So the suffering that you feel of having a wife or having a husband or even having a parent who is very sick and you have had to hold this responsibility, it's not something that is going to be easy. Remember, this topic may not make sense now, but one day you ask me, Father, send me that audio because I'm in that situation. In as far as we love someone, we are married to someone, one time they will be sick, either will be sick, and it's good to be aware of these things. Now, it's very, very important to pray because the suffering of a couple is not just your wife or your husband that is suffering. You suffer too. Those are the moments to pray, to ask Jesus to help you, to strengthen you, to give you all the support you need. So while you pray, seek support. It's very, very important. Seek support. So support of a friend. Most of us have one friend we know we can call in any crisis. This is the one who will stick by you no matter what. Maybe this person is the one you must call and share with. We have this condition now at home. Please pray for me. Think of couples where the husband has had an accident and he has to be on a wheelchair. He can no longer go to work. At most, all he gets is benefits from work. Think of that situation. It's not easy, but you still see them sticking together. Now, there is a blessing hidden in sticking to the words in sickness and in health, because God blesses a couple that sticks together. The second point I want to share with you is this: love your spouse as you love yourself. When Jesus tells us to love others as we love ourselves, I think we must invest something in ourselves in order to be able to invest in others. At one time, this principle of love yourself as you love others is very, very needed in these moments. Always put yourself in your husband's situation, in your wife's situation. If I was sick and she treated me the way I treated her, could I be happy and peaceful? If I mistreated her, if I never took care of her the way I'm being taken care of, how would it be? So when you think of this, it will even motivate you. It gives you a lot of joy and peace to say, I need to love as Jesus would love. I know somewhere right now, even members of this group, a man who has to bath his wife every single day because she's not able to be who she is because of she's physically incapable. Those are the saints of today. I know a woman who has to take care of a man every single day, take him to the toilet, brings him back, take him to the bathroom, brings him back, push him outside and say, this is the Catholic love that we are talking about. What makes Catholic Church very difficult to follow? Because it's the union, how much we respect the union of marriage. If you notice many of the churches, there's no insistence. People cheat, one goes to another, another goes to another, because the focus is not building families. The focus is about one person making money. That's why typical traditional religions are very, very, very helpful in having one union that is very strong and caring. The other point I would like to mention is also to take care of yourself. We take so much time taking care of our loved one, but sometimes we can get exhausted. And I'll give you a good example of the wife of Job. When Job was stricken by all kinds of misfortunes, all kinds of problems, the wife stuck by. And it was actually Job who told her to leave him. Because she held on, not because just she loved Job, but because she knew how to take care of herself. When your partner is sick or has some chronic disease, it's always good after a long time also to be able to take care of yourself. So if you get time to exercise, refresh yourself, uh, uh, do something that mentally empowers you, and read about how to take care, for example, of a cancer patient, how to take care of someone who is very sick. And the more you do that, you find even testimonies from different people how they cared for others. And very often, wives or husbands that take care of their own when they are ill, God sometimes does miracles of healing. Remember the importance of your small Christian community. In Kenya, they call it jumuiyas. Remember the importance of church community. It's more supportive than any other institution that you can think of. People at the office may come once a month, may come once a week, but the community that surrounds you, the community of faith, can give you a lot of support. I would like to encourage you, men and women, members of the Catholic Men for Christ and Catholic Women for Christ, to be involved in the small Christian community. You never know that it's an investment. Charity is an investment, that we give to God, and we reap the fruits in the long run. So my question is, have you been in this situation where you have to take care of your husband or your wife was sick, probably until the time she died? How did you cope with it? Maybe you can share with others. There are many of us who are widows and widowers in the groups. Maybe you can share. What was the process like? What was the process like? How did you do it so that others maybe they can also learn from that? Could there also be a situation where one of us is in this situation that their loved one is very sick and they have been struggling? Can you please share your testimony? And some of us, let's advise them how they can best do that. I wish you God's blessings. May God bless you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.